My goodness. Brianna Turner was on this team for I don't even know if it was 24 hours. Because I can't imagine why you would sign her. I understand she's supposed to be this great defensive player. But is it worth taking a flamethrower to your fan base and your locker room?
The Indiana Fever thought they were making moves. They signed Brianna Turner, supposed to be a defensive asset, a veteran presence, someone to help Caitlin Clark lead this team into the future. But within 24 hours, Turner managed to do the impossible, turn the entire Fever fan base against her less than a day from fresh signing to public enemy number one.
So the Indiana Fever fans are furious with this signing. Absolutely furious with the fact the Fever have signed someone who appears to be a Caitlin Clark hater in Brianna Turner.
Let's just say Turner didn't waste time introducing herself. Unfortunately, it wasn't with a warm welcome. Fans weren't celebrating a shot-blocking machine. They were digging up receipts, and what they found straight-up hostility toward the new queen of Indiana, Caitlin Clark.
A lot of the tweets and stuff do not look good. Do not look good from Bri Turner.
Old tweets resurfaced, and suddenly the excitement turned into full-blown outrage. Fever fans thought they were getting a defensive anchor to pair with Clark. Instead, they got someone who had already taken shots off the court. The tweet in question, Turner mocked Iowa's celebration for their NCAA runner-up finish. You know, the same Iowa team led by Clark, fresh off one of the greatest college basketball seasons we've ever seen.
Seriously, if you're going to dog out your fan base that you just came over to, and look, she's got a history of going after the Iowa Hawkeyes, talking shit about Caitlin Clark fans. It's baffling. Seriously.
Turner tweeted, Iowa will hold a celebration to honor the NCAA runner-up. All players and coaches expected this respectfully. I'm confused. Is this what a runner-up typically does respectfully? Please, fans saw right through it. That wasn't respect. That was shade. And in Indiana, you don't come for Caitlin Clark. Not if you want to wear that Fever jersey comfortably.
Tweeted this. Iowa will hold a celebration to honor the NCAA runners-up. All players and coaches expected. This is Iowa to hold a celebration. Respectfully, I'm confused. Is this what a runner-up typically does now? Haven't seen this before. But kudos to them for publicly honoring all their accomplishments. I'm confused. Is this what a runner-up does? It does if you're Iowa.
When fans called her out, expecting maybe a my bad, Turner double down. She basically told them to get lost. Her response, feel free to unfollow me or block me if that is bothersome to you. Fans couldn't believe it. This wasn't some harmless tweet from the past. This was Turner looking at the same Fever fans who had been celebrating Clark's arrival and historic performance and telling them deal with it.
There are fans out there saying they are being blocked by Brianna Turner. That's a terrible look for this new addition to the team. I mean, seriously. God, it's crazy. Fever fans or CC fans, the Brianna Turner pickup does not make sense. I'm a basketball first fan. CC did bring me to watch the W. As a fan, I want ballers who are going to help win and play together as one. Ask yourself, does Turner really fit in?
The backlash hit like a tidal wave. Social media was on fire. Fever fans were demanding she be cut before she even stepped on the court. One furious supporter tweeted, "We were excited about defense. Now we're defending Clark from our own player." Others joked Turner was speedrunning the How to Ruin Your Welcome challenge.
Let's be real. She tweeted about the whole, do you remember the whole, harassment by the journalist? Or say not by the journalist, by the paparazzi, the TMZ person who tried to ask Kennedy Carter a question. And obviously she went and made a way bigger deal about that than it should have been.
But this is bigger than just a few angry tweets. This is about Clark. She's not just a player. She's the franchise. She's the reason Indiana is relevant again. She's why ticket sales are up, why games are getting national coverage. And Turner's first move, take a cheap shot at the fans who are supporting and defending their star player. Turner's defenders try to spin it, saying she was just making a joke, or that fans were overreacting. But let's be honest, this is WNBA. Twitter fans, don't forget, nothing gets deleted. And Clark supporters, they've seen this before, from Angel Reese's taunts to Dee Carrington's eye poke. They know when someone's coming for their star.
Clark and Stephanie White and these people came out and basically said at the end of the season, and Kelsey Mitchell and all these people, she was really anti-Fever. I don't think she was necessarily anti-Caitlin Clark with what she said, but she was anti-Fever when everyone was saying, like, do not platform the troll.
So now the big question is what happens next? Do the Fever smooth this over and tell Turner to log off, or do they let her keep tweeting her way into deeper trouble? Because right now Turner doesn't look like a defensive upgrade. She looks like a PR nightmare, and Caitlin Clark's fan base, they're not the forgetful type.
Came out on Twitter saying we needed to platform the trolls, and when somebody responded that we need to platform the trolls and call it out, and it's the responsibility of everyone to call out all this, and it's like someone responded was like, that's the worst thing you do. These aren't people, these are literally just internet trolls that are doing it for attention. And then she basically doubled down, was like, no, you're wrong, you need to.
Think about it, the WNBA is blowing up like never before. Caitlin Clark reshaped the entire league, and the Fever are finally back under the national spotlight. This is their moment. The fans are energized, the media is watching, and the front office is gearing up to build around their generational superstar. So far, all the off-season moves made sense, and fans were excited. And then here comes Brianna Turner stepping onto the scene like she's ready to help, only to start throwing shade at the exact player and fan base responsible for all this buzz. It's like she skipped the first page of the How to Join a New Team handbook. Do not insult the franchise star.
Purely a college wants to celebrate his greatest team in the history of the college. And she comes out and goes like, why are they doing this? Runners up shouldn't be doing this. No one would say this word if it wasn't for Caitlin Clark. You just know that.
But okay, mistakes happen, right? This is social media. We've seen athletes slip up before, so what does Turner do next? Apologize, show some humility, try to win back the fans? Nope, not even close. Instead, she doubles down with a tweet so defiant, it left jaws on the floor. Let me read it to you. I will not bend the knee or change my online advocacy efforts to appease others, while I anticipate receiving criticism, hostility, and invalidation.
And I see this kind of post talking directly about culture in locker room. Are you trying to put out a fire? Seriously? Because that kind of seems like a little bit of damage control is now going on. First press conference. How's the locker room holding up? Would that even have been asked before?
Can you believe that she actually said that? Basically telling the Fever fan base, I'm not here to win you over, deal with it. Now you might be thinking, okay, maybe she's just standing up for her beliefs. But here's the problem, Turner isn't just advocating for social issues. She's dismissing the very people who buy the tickets, wear the jerseys, and are ready to pack Gainbridge Fieldhouse just to see the Fever lighted up. This isn't about politics, it's about respect, and Turner made it clear winning over this fan base isn't exactly high on her list of priorities.
That is the one thing where I'm like, that's the one direct thing with Caitlin Clark. But she has essentially, like, not shown to be necessarily fully anti-Caitlin Clark, but she was definitely in the group of players that you will say you could brand as saying anti-Caitlin Clark.
And Fever fans, they're not having it. They're calling for Turner to be cut before she even suits up. The excitement around her defensive skills forgotten now. The conversation is, why is she here? But it gets even wilder. Turner's not just standing firm. She's escalating. More tweets, more defiance. It's like she's pouring gasoline on a fire that was already threatening to burn down her reputation in Indiana. She's giving take it or leave it energy. But Fever fans are leaning hard toward leave it.
Instead of her coming in wanting a winning mentality. Now, Joanna Bonner had said some things online too. But what Brianna Turner just did is just completely disrespect.
And this is no longer just Turner's problem. It's an Indiana Fever crisis. Picture the front office right now after months of building this dream lineup around Clark, watching ticket sales skyrocket, and positioning this franchise as the future of the WNBA. Now they're watching their latest signing turn into a PR nightmare.
Now, Brianna Turner is a different type of individual. Granted, she has defensive possibilities, and she's a great addition to have on a bench. But outside of that, she comes with a lot of baggage. Now, that baggage is now causing major concerns online, and people is demanding she be removed from this damn basketball team.
Do they back Turner and risk alienating their most passionate fans? Or do they distance themselves and risk stirring up tension in the locker room? Because let's be honest, this is a Caitlin Clark team. Now every decision, every move is viewed through that lens. But here's the bigger issue. The Turner drama isn't just about one tweet or one player. It's about the entire dynamic within this team and the way athletes today navigate the minefield of social media.
Have no way to like mediate anything to where like, okay, guys, I know y'all feel this way about me. Let's meet somewhere in the middle. How can we move forward this? How can we move forward and past this? Want to know what Dewana Bonner said? You can unfollow me. I'm not changing the way I feel.
Players aren't just hoopers anymore. They're brands, they're influencers. They represent something bigger than themselves. When you put on that Fever jersey, you're not just joining a team, you're stepping into a community that's rallied behind Caitlin Clark as their hope for the future. Turner, she forgot that part. She came in acting like she was bigger than the team, bigger than the movement Clark is building.
That's something you want to say when you're newly to a team and you know the fan base seriously do not like you. It's to unfollow me. I'm not changing the way I feel. That right there showed me you don't care.
Now, sure, Turner's not the first athlete to face backlash for speaking out. But the difference, the greats, the ones who last, they find a balance. They stand for their beliefs. But they also build bridges with fans. They earn respect on and off the court. Turner, she's chosen war. And while that might sound bold on Twitter, in the WNBA, it's a dangerous game. Because at the end of the day, basketball is bigger than any one player. It's about the fans and the stands, the community that lives and breathes this team, and the bond between those people and their superstar. And right now, that superstar is Caitlin Clark, and Turner's already on the wrong side of history.
Are the people that has to buy your tickets, watch the games, and pretty much cut your check. Now, I don't know how things was with you in Chicago. Maybe y'all was like manipulated, brainwashed, but y'all speaking out and saying things outside of basketball and sparking these race wars is the reason y'all in.
Instead, their social feeds are filled with Turner's defiance and clapbacks. And here's the real issue. Caitlin Clark isn't just a basketball player. She's a movement. She's the reason this team is selling out games before the season starts. She's the reason ESPN and national media are setting up camp in Indiana when Clark signed with Nike. That wasn't just a sneaker deal. It was the baton pass from the WA's past to its future. And Turner thought it was a good idea to take shots at that.
And as coaches to continue to put them in positions to succeed, and our job as a franchise to put the pieces around them that will fill some of the gaps and fill some of the holes, and ultimately our goal is to win championships and to hang.
Let's get real. If Turner's melting down over Twitter backlash, what happens when she's facing real pressure? When Clark is dropping 30, Boston is dominating, and Turner clanks another layup on national television. How's she going to handle it when reporters ask why the defense collapsed and fans light up her mentions? Because in Indiana, this isn't just basketball anymore. This is Clark country.
No, she knew, but we need to have some type of understanding. And we're not having an understanding when you're telling people to unfollow you. Granted, she can't take back what she said, but you don't come right here and slap the people in the face and say, you know what, I'm against this, that, this, and that. If you don't like it, unfollow.
Ask any coach. Drama like this spreads fast. One player's ego can poison an entire team. Remember the Liz Cambage debacle with the Sparks locker room disaster. They cut her mid-season, and their season imploded. Or how about the Ben Simmons? Wherever he goes, that awkward energy carried onto the court, and the team suffered. And let's not forget the great exodus happening in Chicago and Las Vegas because of Angel Reese and the MVP A'ja Wilson. And here's what makes Turner's situation worse. She's not even a star. She's not a Cambage or a Simmons. She's not even Reese or Wilson. She's a role player, causing franchise player level chaos. The backup quarterback trying to hijack the press conference from
She's already shown she is going to let what people say on Twitter affect her. She is already clapping back at people on Twitter. What happened to protect the locker room? And by the way, I have no issue with tweets she said in the past. Clean slate. At the end of the day, if the locker room are cool with her, if her actions are not going to affect the locker room and she can block a couple of shots and play some defense, cool. That's all that matters. But she will always be the freaking fan villain.
Fans know it. Fever supporters went from celebrating Clark's arrival to asking, why is Turner even here? And let's be honest, she's not untouchable. The WNBA is ruthless when it comes to cutting non-stars. You're not performing, you're out. And yet Turner keeps doubling down. She's treating this like a personal battle. But in reality, she's fighting against the future of the franchise. This isn't Phoenix or Chicago anymore. This is Indiana, and Indiana chose their side. Caitlin Clark is that side.
You don't want to have on your basketball team is locker room drama. Hell, you don't want to have locker room problems in any sports because that could boil over into the game and really mess up your winning possibilities as a whole.
Let's not ignore the bigger picture. This is a generational opportunity for the Fever. Clark is opening a championship window, a chance to build a dynasty. Every free agent in the league is watching. Indiana players want to play with Clark. They want to win titles. But if Turner's antics start to define this team, suddenly those players hesitate. They wonder if Indiana is more drama than contender. The Fever front office knows this. They're not dumb. They saw what happened with the Chicago Sky, the Angel Reese era, starting off with locker room friction, veterans leaving, and whispers of dysfunction. Indiana can't afford that, not with the spotlight this bright. So what happens next? Turner has a choice. She can read the room, keep tweeting, keep fueling this fire, and find herself watching Clark's historic rookie season from her couch. Because this isn't just about her personal beliefs. It's about team chemistry. It's about championships. It's about Caitlin Clark leading the Fever into a new era. And right now, Turner's not just risking her own spot. She's risking the future this fan base has been waiting for. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments, like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.